Hello, my friends. I think it's Thursday. Is it Thursday? I think it's Thursday. Where on earth did this week go? We were gone almost a week. Oh my goodness. So you realize now I'm back in our real house. We're not in, I'm naming our RV Baby because it's like a little baby house. But the thing about it is, when you get back to your real house, you have to do laundry. You have to go through the mail. You have to empty the dishwasher. You have to do all these things that you don't have to do in your baby house because there's not room for anything to be in there. So, I need to get my devotional done and get downstairs and pay bills and finish the laundry. Alright, so I believe this is the 13th. May 13th. 2021. Yesterday was right priorities. Let's see what today is. Honesty moment. We've got honesty moment today. I think that's one of my faults, actually. I think I'm too honest. Well, maybe not too honest, but too outspoken. Do a lot of things from what I hear. Okay. The scripture today is Matthew 6:21. Where your treasure is, there your heart will be also. Yeah, let's see what she says about that. You can say all the right words. You can show up at church every time the doors open. You can lead Bible studies and teach Sunday school and volunteer with refugees. All good things. But if you do all those things while your heart is secretly focusing on something else, your treasure is not serving God. Your treasure is where your heart is focused. Be honest with yourself. What's your motivation for how you spend your time and energy? You're not fooling God, so come clean. Be honest and ask Him to help you get your priorities straight. Wow. How many of us know this by something that's happened in our lives? Boy, I sure do. How many preachers could I tell you? One had a stolen car ring, ended up in prison. How many? I can think of 3 right now that had affairs while they were married. Had affairs with somebody in the church, several people in the church, ended up divorced. One of them had the most beautiful, perfect wife you could ever have. Her name was Jennifer. She was so beautiful, and they had 5 kids. And that dirty rat messed around on her. I never liked him. I never liked him from day one. You know, I think when you've been mistreated by men, as I have many times in my life, you've been lied to by men, you found out that they're a wolf in sheep's clothing, so to speak, I think you kind of recognize it. I don't care if they're preaching, whatever they're doing, laying hands on the sick, slaying people in the aisles. Jerry too. There was one guy, I can't remember his name, but Jerry could not stand him. Could not stand him. He said, I just can't even stand to look at that man. Turn him off. I can't stand to look at him. I couldn't stand to look at him either. Well, it turned out he was having all kinds of affairs with his wife, but it wasn't with women, it was with men. Turned out to be a real rat. So, just because you're a preacher, just because you're a teacher, just because you're a minister or a whatever that people seem to put up on pedestals and think they can do no wrong, they're human beings. They're human beings. Where is their treasure? Evidently, a lot of men have their treasure in their pants, unfortunately. Oh my gosh, back when I worked in the real world, you know, Jerry and I had our own business for years and years. But before that, oh my goodness, I don't know if I ever had a boss that didn't try to kiss me or ask me out or touch something he wasn't supposed to touch. I mean, it's out there, folks. It's out there. And people can really put on a face, can't they? According to my sister, Jerry and I are both total fakes and frauds and phonies. So if y'all happen to see a comment saying we're fakes and frauds and phonies, it's probably from my sister, who says I look like a clown. I don't know how you can profess to be a Christian and hurt somebody so badly by saying such ugly things to them. But where your treasure is, where your treasure is. My treasure is in heaven. I know that's where my treasure is. And here on earth, my true love and happiness is my husband Jerry, as you all have pointed out time and time again. I am so, so blessed. I have been through some really bad relationships, you guys. In my past, my first husband, I was married at 18, pregnant, got married, had a baby. And I told you my first husband, Philip, had that experience with the preacher in the church, where the preacher turned out to be arrested because he was the head of a stolen car ring. Well, Philip had been raised in a really, really awful family. His father was a mean alcoholic, beat people up, beat his wife up, knocked her teeth out, would stand on the street corner and say, if you'll give me $5, you can go sleep with my wife. Called Philip the son of Satan. It was very, very sad. Of course, when I met him, I knew none of this. I didn't know any of that about him. I just knew he was so cute and so sweet and so talented and so smart. And he went to church all the time. He actually almost lived with that preacher and his family. He went on the choir trips with them. He went on all of the picnics and the church things, and he sang in the choir. And my mother thought I was marrying a saint. But that preacher turned out to be a fraud and a phony, a real one. And it just ruined Philip. He decided all church was bad, everything was a fake, Jesus was a fake, God was a fake, preachers were a fake, Bible was a fake, everything was a fake. He got on drugs, and his life just went down, 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 down. Didn't want to be a daddy, didn't want to be a husband. It was horrible what happened to him. But what happened was, he put his faith in a man. You can't ever do that. But look at how that man had this huge audience, had such fame and popularity, and here he was, a total complete fraud and a phony. His treasure wasn't Jesus. His treasure was obviously money. So, where is your treasure? Because there your heart will be also. So, my treasure is Jesus. My treasure is knowing that my family is up in heaven and I'll see him again someday. My treasure is knowing that things aren't going to stay like they are right now in this country, because God is working in the background every day, all the time. And our prayers are valuable. Our prayers have worth. Our prayers cause things to happen. So keep praying, keep believing, and God bless all of you. I have got to go pay some bills. I'll be back tomorrow.